The city of Stalingrad is bombarded by German artillery and aircraft. Buildings crumble, and fires rage through the streets. Civilians scramble for shelter. As the bombardment intensifies, panic sets in. People rush to escape the city, clogging the streets and causing chaos. Soviet soldiers try to maintain order and direct the evacuation. Soviet soldiers take up positions throughout the city, preparing to defend it against the German invasion. They're vastly outnumbered, but they're determined to hold their ground. German troops advance into the city, pushing through the streets and fighting their way block by block. The Soviet soldiers put up a fierce resistance, but the Germans seem unstoppable. As the German army closes in, the situation becomes increasingly desperate. The Soviet soldiers are outnumbered and outgunned, and the civilians are caught in the crossfire. The city's fate hangs in the balance. Sergeant Yakov Pavlov and his small group of Soviet soldiers are tasked with defending a strategic apartment building in the heart of Stalingrad. The building offers a commanding view of the surrounding area and controls access to a key street. Pavlov and his men fortify the building, setting up defensive positions, laying out barbed wire, and preparing for the impending German attack. They know the building's location makes it a crucial stronghold. The Soviet soldiers stock up on ammunition, food, and water, knowing they'll be holding out for an extended period. They also tend to the civilians who've taken shelter in the building's basement. The German army begins to close in on Pavlov's house. Their artillery and machine guns train on the building. Pavlov and his men wait, ready to defend their position against all odds. The German army launches a massive artillery barrage on Pavlov's house, pounding the building with shells and rockets. The Soviet soldiers take cover, waiting for the bombardment to lift. As the artillery barrage lifts, German infantry troops advance on the building, attempting to overwhelm the Soviet defenders. The Soviet soldiers take up their positions, ready to repel the attack. The Soviet soldiers fight valiantly, using every bullet and grenade they have to hold off the German troops. The Germans suffer heavy casualties, but they keep coming, wave after wave of troops attempting to breach the building. The battle becomes intense and chaotic, with close quarters combat erupting in the hallways and rooms of the building. The Soviet soldiers use their training and ingenuity to hold off the German troops. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the Soviet soldiers manage to hold their ground, repelling wave after wave of German attacks. Their bravery and determination inspire their comrades and become a symbol of Soviet resistance. The Soviet Union emerged victorious from the Battle of Stalingrad, having repelled the German army's massive assault. The city lay in ruins, but the Soviet soldiers had held their ground, and the German army had suffered a crushing defeat. As the battle subsided, the Soviet soldiers began to survey the damage. Buildings lay in ruins, and the streets were littered with debris. But amidst the destruction, there was a sense of pride and accomplishment. The Soviet soldiers had defended their city, and they had emerged victorious. The Battle of Stalingrad would be remembered as one of the greatest battles in history, a testament to the bravery and determination of the Soviet soldiers who fought against overwhelming odds. Their sacrifice would never be forgotten, and their victory would pave the way for the Allied victory in World War II. The city of Stalingrad would be rebuilt, and it would rise from the ashes like a phoenix. But the scars of war would remain, a reminder of the brutality and devastation that had been unleashed upon the world. The Soviet soldiers would always remember the Battle of Stalingrad, and they would carry the lessons they learned into the future. The war would eventually come to an end, and the world would be forever changed. But the legacy of the Battle of Stalingrad would endure, a reminder of the bravery and sacrifice of the soldiers who fought and died in the service of their country.